duck. We don't really know how many people are gonna come to dinner tomorrow, so one duck will feed the 6 of us, but we always have 2 because you gotta have something. Number 1, my children gonna want something to take home. Number 2, somebody else might come and you gotta have something. You can't tell them, uh-oh, the duck is gone. Okay, so what we're gonna do with the duck now is we're going to season it up. We've got some red bell peppers, and the way we put what we're gonna do with them is just stick them up inside the duck. You'll put them around like that. You can put them in either end of the duck. It doesn't really make any difference as long as you get it inside, so that when it starts baking, the juice from the duck is gonna make it taste good and smell good, and all the seasonings from that. See, this is the inside cavity, and you can just go in here and put a fistful of those down in there, like that. This is that sage. Remember the sage I showed you the bush yesterday. This is some that I had picked off of there, and it's not really grounded, but it's not what you see in the ground up where you sprinkle over it. But you just take these pieces and you stick them in there too, because you can pull them out after or when you get ready to serve it. Get you some great big chunks of things like celery. You'll use that to season with it, and you'll put that inside the ducks. We gotta kind of do 2 because our family and people come around for Sunday dinner. They don't come around for a lot of the other dinners, but Sunday dinner kind of draw a crowd, and so we want to be ready for any kind of crowd because we like people and we like family. So we're going to spend a few minutes putting all of these in here. This is some green onions. Remember, I showed you the green onions out there yesterday, and so they are really always really good, very, very good. And I put some in. We just put a little in each one of them. They came straight out of these are good because the price is right on these, you know. Okay. And then these are bay leaves. I don't know how you are used to using bay leaves, but bay leaves is kind of like they come off of the roots of a bay leaf tree, make sassafras tea. Did you know that? And so that's kind of, bay leaves is really good for great cooking. And so you stuff all of that kind of stuff down into your duck, and then you put your each one of them, I guess I would just put a tablespoon of salt on top of them, and you can just use a regular little thing. I'm just measuring this out because you all are looking at me, otherwise I would do what? The palm of my hand, right? So I'll put kind of like a tablespoon of salt up in here. I'll kind of put a little in both ends, and that'll kind of help the seasoning to go through. Okay. And then, did I put the onions in? Nope. I don't see the big onions, the yellow onions. And see, now all of this is kind of like the inside. This is the wings over here, and so this is the inside belly of the duck. Now I'm going to get the rest of these because I need lots and lots of seasoning on this duck. It's going to make it so good, and everybody's going to be chomping down on the bones because That's going to make it really nice and tasty. I'm going to stuff it up really good with lots of. So what we've had now, we have bell pepper and celery, onions, green onions and yellow onions. We've had bay leaves, a little Old Bay seasoning, yeah, some salt and pepper. And so we'll finish all this up as we get through. Gonna sprinkle it with a little salt and pepper on the outside. But before we do that, I'm gonna tell you a really good little secret. See, things like these wings and this skin on this duck here, if you put a little something on top of it before you put the seasoning in, it'll make it stick and make it taste good. So I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna put you a little it's not in the cookbook. This is some leftover bacon grease. But if you rub them down good with that, all of the seasoning will stick to them. Just rub him down. He likes to be rubbed down. This ducky duck will make you something good for tomorrow. And stuff, so. And then, when you turn him over, you got a little, just put him a little over. It's kind of like fixing him up, kind of like with a little makeup and stuff, so. Once you get through with that, I'll keep on with this Martin. Everybody's got Martin. We've been using Martin for a long time and stuff, so we'll put a little of this on the outside and put some on the wings. I see everybody have their favorite parts. Wings are some of my favorite parts. And everybody used to have their part of the duck that they liked. And so I'm gonna put a little, just try a little of this Old Bay. It's gonna make it pretty. And just kind of rub him down a little bit. That's the back part of him right there. And I just kind of cook him on the back part with the breast down at first, because the breast is the biggest part of the duck. That's where all the meat is and stuff. So I'll start him off on there. Cook him let him bake about an hour. And then you check him out. And there you go. That'll do. Okay. That's it for the seasoning. You put this in the oven. I'm not gonna put a top on it. So I'm not gonna put a top on him. That's the way he looks. See him like that? Oh. Put a little on here. Okay, so let's set them in the oven for a little while. I'm gonna leave it open because the ducks are really greasy and damp. And I'm gonna leave it open. It'll get done. I'll just sit him in there for an hour or so till he starts smelling good.